Mercury retrograde is going to have a correlation with the beginning themes of Saturn retrograde, as well as a full moon Capricorn closure. According to the Capricorn full moon, we all could be overwhelmed with new responsibilities, new duties, demands. If we could remember, the Capricorn full moon was just at 18 progressing to 19 degrees, which for Sabian symbol would be Capricorn 19 degrees, and that is premature responsibility. A small child with huge shopping bag. And I quote, "Taking on heavy burdens will accelerate our process of growth, yet needs to be carefully managed to avoid exhaustion. Taking on and managing difficult challenges." So right there, Mercury is co-assisting with that full moon resolution. I'm overwhelmed. Both hands are full, like a 5-year-old child that picks up a big grocery bag. It's an overwhelm. Now, the open theory we have with Cancer Jupiter, it emphasizes a catalyst manifesting to help us to realize the value and the worthiness of reverence that family, culture, and community could have in our life. Consistent with that, Mercury in retrograde, this very well could indicate a coming together at a time of crisis, a joining hands of your local community, your close circles, siblings, neighbors, those who you borrow a cup of sugar from, those who are in your 15-mile radius, and helping you to keep it all together, pitching in. If you, at this time, have an overwhelm, you're also being assisted by Mars in Virgo. And Mars in Virgo is in a rush to prepare for the 3 courts of judgment, which is Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. You can look for that video on the 3 courts. If you scroll down, look for 3 courts to get insights into those meanings. But Virgo is just before those courts, which is why this consciousness, it tends to move in such a manner as if late for a flight. I gotta hurry up and go. I'm late for my appointment. Virgo, however, is the one that forms, builds the 10th house. The 6th house is a pillar of the 10th house, just as the 2nd house is. Interchangeably, they interlock and they sustain each other. So the 6th house processes and procedures that you have going on will be assisted by Mars. And Mars assisting that 6th house process, we will find solutions for the full moon Capricorn crisis. Solutions. I want you all to listen carefully about Mercury retrograde, Leo, and Leo, Mercury retrograde. This is your community, which could include your family, your loved ones, of course, could be key to you keeping it all together and not losing the light that you have. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine with their love, with their help, with their support. Part of this expression, if I refer back to the Sabian symbol, Capricorn 19 degrees, the rush of life is a relatively recent development underwritten by the electronic age and the information blast of recent times. It is because humanity is accelerating helter-skelter towards a major shift point in our race's evolution. We are all getting caught up in the spin and often asked or forced to take on tasks that seem a little too demanding and for which we feel unready. Yet, we must have faith that we are up to the challenge. Nothing can come to us that we have not attracted, for which we have the potential qualities and abilities. All of this coming together, I want to give you glad tidings. That if in the overwhelm, you didn't know how you're going to make this work, one thing is for sure, at the end of Mercury retrograde, it's going to be clarified. And the confidence is certainly going to be restored. Please take the time right now to like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell. I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned on here, so you really have to make the effort to see what new content comes out. Feel free to show your support and commenting, sharing your wisdom or your experiences, what you feel or what you think as related to this. I'm sure we all could benefit from your input or benefit from your insight. Either way, thank you for being here, and I pray that this will benefit you. Whatever you're about to listen to, I want you to take into consideration your fifth house. Do not leave out your fifth house. I want to emphasize your fifth house during the Mercury retrograde. At the fifth house, let's make sure that we do all we can to identify our talents, our gifts, connect with them, take pride in it, refine it, polish it, and promote it. Ultimately, serve with it. Serve with it. It's part of your identity. It is the expression of your identity. Alright then, Mercury retrograde taking place in Leo. You already know it's going down. It's really going up, but it's going down to go up, you huh? Alright, check this out. Let's huddle up, you know what I mean? Look into what we got coming ahead. July 18th to August 11th. Got to include the shadows up in there. First things first. Mercury retrogrades, I need you to think of it this way. Let's standardize 3 weeks, all right? Give or take. 3 weeks, give or take. And I want you to look at each third of the 3 weeks into 3 phases. 3 phases. First, the crisis has to build up. It has to build intensity. That's first. And because we now know, let me say that again. Because we now know that, let's participate. Participate. How do we participate? In knowing that the Mercury retrograde, it must build up the crisis in the first week. Don't resist it. Don't force it. Don't fight it. Fuck are you doing? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Chill out. Let it happen. As a crisis builds up, you know, I'm emphasizing, I'm stressing that word know. You know that you're at the Mercury retrograde season. As you get closer to the retrograde stationing, it's building up the theme. It's building up the story. It's building up the title. It's thinking of a title to put on this retrograde as it's building up. So it's a little confusion. You're starting to feel the little bumps, the little kinks, the little jolts, the inconsistencies, the frustration, the intolerance, the fogginess. Here comes Mercury retrograde. Don't get in the way of it. Let's be present. Let's greet Mercury. Let's greet the Silver Surfer as he's going retrograde, opening the time portal to the past. The time portal to the past, it has to open up. And there's something on the other side that you can sense is returning that demands cognitive alignment, that demands ethereal alignment, that demands a reconciliation with a crisis in duality, perceived duality, through Gemini. And we know that through Virgo, refinement is on the table. Analysis is on the table. You missed some details. You didn't dot the I, you didn't cross the T. Here, correct the spelling. You got dirt on your boots. Come on, don't disrespect me like that. Clean your boots. Sit up straight. Come on, look like you believe in yourself. Yeah? That's what Virgo's gonna do. It's gonna pass your paperwork back to you with red ink all over it. But why cry? Let's change how we thinking about it. You need that feedback. This is the time that Mercury is giving us feedback. Understand? That's what a retrograde is. It's feedback from the lords. It's feedback from our deities. We need that feedback. And what is wonderful about the feedback in these retrogrades is that the time portal is open as the feedback manifests. So the opportunity is seized and not missed. Understand? Sit in your classroom, you heard? You're waiting for the instructor to put the paper right in front of you. She graded it. Before she finalizes that grade and puts it in her grade book, she got red ink all over it and she's slapping in front of you, but you sitting here crying. You sitting here snotting at the nose. Wherever that red ink is at, it's going to be shown to you. Here, correct this. Here, go back over that. Yeah, I'm going to give you a little time. I need you to read that over. Is that what you meant to say? You know what I mean? Is that what you meant to do? All right? I'm going to give you a little time. You still got 20 minutes of class left in class. I'm going to give you a little time. So I want you to go over this before the bell ring. Give it back to me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you out. I'm looking out for you. All right? So it's the same love. Overall, we will always find that wisdom and love is always the intention of the energies that are interacting with us. We live in a conscious universe. Its expression is wisdom and love. Singularity. So it's never anything happening to you. It's always everything happening for you. Opportunity. Opportunity. This is the case with every retrograde. All right? So with Mercury, first week you got the build up to the crisis, and that's when you get to know through the red ink on the paper, oh, all right, I got to fix that. Okay, all right, I need to look into that. All right, I got to adjust that. Oh, I forgot this. You understand? It's showing you the results of your current timeline Mercury dealings, how you're relating to the consciousness of Gemini and Virgo through Leo's jurisdiction. And what is Leo's jurisdiction? It is expression. Expression. That is the jurisdiction of Leo. Expression. Mercury is in Leo's jurisdiction. So therefore the sun has the standard of the test. So this has to do with your natal sun placement, 5th house, Leo. How are you doing there as it relates to Virgo, your refinement? Critical analysis. How are you doing with productivity and isolation as you learn, as I learn to convert it into solitude, embracing the opportunity realized in it? How are you doing, Gemini, in converting the perception of duality into wisdom? And converting the perception of duality and opposition in your relationships in your life into a frequency of love and understanding. How are you doing? How are you doing with expressing your understanding of that? How are you allowing that to inform how to express your heart soul urge vibration? The value of the day of month that you were born. How are you doing with expressing that energy? Communicating on behalf of that energy. The second phase of the buildup, the second phase of Mercury retrograde, after the buildup and the introduction of the theme through energy of what your Mercury retrograde is about, you will know because a crisis will drop. A crisis will manifest concerning those themes. And it's not for us to get startled, because again, it's the teacher giving you the paper with the red marker written all over the paper, showing you what you need to correct. All right? So there's no need to cry and throw a tantrum. Let's put our, you know what I mean, a big boy and big girl pants on. The second phase, you are identifying with it. You are educating yourself and allowing yourself to be enlightened about these themes. You're looking into it. Assessment. Critical analysis. Applying critical thought. You also are practicing detachment in order to arrive at wisdom or love, because this is Mercury. So we have to approach through the laws, the adjudication of Mercury. So we know the step is to detach from the crisis. And detach is get in your head with it. Get in the air with it. Analyze it, judge it, assess it, criticize it as a journalist, impersonally, as a witness, as an observer. Step outside of yourself. Allow intelligence to support you in finding solutions. This means we could need to open up and share what we're going through. Get advice. Read, study. What's more effective than studying what you fear? What's more effective than studying what you're suffering? What's more revolutionary than studying it? Because ultimately fear is dispelled by knowledge. It is pulverized by the power of knowledge. I'm going through this or I'm going through that. Let me educate myself so I can understand what I'm going through. The mind that caused it cannot be the mind that fixes it. The attitude that caused it or created it, which is you, it has to change, evolve. Adaptation. With Mars at the South Node Virgo, we have a soldier on Adderall, Virgo, Mars on Adderall at our disposal. All you have to do is tell him what you need him to do. Give him some marching orders. He'll get it done. So efficiency is easy to arrive at right now if we take advantage of the opportunity. Producing quality is more probable right now because of Mars in Virgo. Maturity, temperance, abstinence in our willpower, in what we're applying actions to, application to, through Virgo, we have a greater probability of doing so with integrity right now. Take advantage. South Node Virgo, Mars, Mercury incorporating, karma, purging, towards efficiency, towards refinement. After all, after all, Mercury is in Leo, our gold. You got to polish that gold. That gold has to shine. It lacks luster. We're going to take advantage of Mars and Virgo to make sure that the gold has luster, to make sure that it shines and it glistens in the sun. What does that look like? Refinement of the self. What part of the self? Well, you have to look at your Virgo house placement. Your Virgo house placement. That is where we have to emphasize refinement, and that is where the retrograde is going to have opportunity for us to review our paperwork before we turn it in. Understand? Gemini placement the same. Third house, sixth house. How we imply and infer. How we deliver our communication. Our status in our community. Allow that insight to pair with any revelations concerning the sixth house, our health, our well-being. What's the status of your health? What's the status of your well-being? How is your diet? How is your diet? Are you healthy? Are your daily routines efficient? Where can you make adjustments to expand your capacity to uphold the responsibilities and duties that could be in an overwhelm at this time? You might say, where does that detail come from? Well, we just had the full moon Capricorn. Therefore, every one of us has our hands full. Every one of us is overwhelmed with duties and responsibilities and demands. Every one of us are at maximum capacity with the infrastructure that we're attempting to keep control and management and efficiency upon, accountability. And we're trying to sort the pieces out to make sense of it. because there is a duality that's present. How do I close the past theme while constructing the infrastructure of the new theme that's manifesting? Saturn going retrograde at this time as well is lunging an assignment of accountability into our life. Because there's a retrograde, these are past life themes. Past life themes. This is not a blockage. This is not stagnation. This is not a holding up. You slow down to go fast, is what an old man once said. Going slow is going fast. Taking your time is how you speed up. Because with all that, I just want to get through this. I just want to get on the other side. I just want to. You're not present. You are not present. And there's a problem with not being present. If we're going to align and honor any lesson, we have to be present with the lesson. How would you feel if you're trying to teach someone something? Say you're trying to teach your children or, your son or your daughter something, and while you're explaining to them what you're explaining, they're shaking a leg, their eyes are all over the place, and they're preoccupied with a quick rebuttal to get you out of the way, or a quick reply to get you out of the way so they can go and do what's already on their agenda. You see, in a lot of ways, we are just like our children. In a lot of ways. Why the hell are you looking at the door when I'm trying to show you something these planets could possibly say if we can have a theater of humor? Hey, I'm over here. Look at me. Over here. Yeah, right here. Look at me. This is where the lesson's at. This is where the action's at. Watch me. Don't look at the door. Don't look at the window. I need you to be present and focus where the process is happening. There are things, key things that we are to learn in the present moment. We've got to learn how to trust ourselves in the middle of crisis, in the middle of difficulty, in the middle of hardship. We have to learn to trust that the process is part of victory. It's the essence of victory. Fail, fail, fail to success. We can't get in a rush. Parts all over the place. Looks a mess. If you ever doubt, every beautiful building, skyscraper, landscape, vehicle, anything that's beautiful that is created, it began with chaos. Ask me how I know. I'm a blue-collar American man. I have calluses, ashy kneecaps, and high testosterone from hard work in the sun. Many don't get to see that process. Oh, this is a beautiful building. Oh, this is just wonderful, breathtaking. Oh, but did you see the mess that it took to make it, to produce it? God Almighty, I can tell you some stories. Plywood over here, juice spilled over there, concrete over here, all kind of noise, cranes flying material, mud all over the place, lulls and tractors and forklifts, dump trucks, sawdust, iron workers, plumbers, electricians, scaffold builders. Yeah, that's what it takes to create something beautiful. But we're in a rush. The craftsman's value, it comes from that process. It doesn't come from the last nail that he puts in the board. The painter's value doesn't come from the last stroke of paint or prime that they put on the wall. Your value is in those moments where you feel like you can't put another nail, where you can't stroke another smear of paint. Our value increases in those times where, my God, what time is it? I'm hungry, I'm tired. This is hard work. That's how the value of man is made, and woman. We have a chaotic construction site right now, and that's okay. Let's accept that chaos is the access to new, beautiful form. Let's accept that part so we can stop looking at the door, so we can stop lusting for it to be over. The gift is in the process. It's in the journey. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. How many times do you have to go to the gym? How many times do you have to see the trainer? How many times do you have to run that drill for that one night in the auditorium? How many times? I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just excited about having the opportunity to remind you of what I know you already know and understand. That's the way love goes. Fortunately, this chaotic construction site, it's a walk down key areas in the site that are critical for illumination, for influence, for strength. Leo rules the strength card for strength, for charisma to shine through, so that in the communication there is clarity and drama enough to penetrate the hearts. So there is capacity through Leo expression to be the generous, manifesting generosity. So, Capricorn full moon, I got too much going on, too many responsibilities, too many demands upon me that I have yet to submit to proper order, and it's overwhelming me. Virgo Mars, take an analysis on what details are preventing greater efficiency. What has the most usage and what has the least usage? What's just sucking energy but not contributing to a productive outcome? What are the elements of the character that I'm striving to beget of myself? 6th house reporting to the 10th house. Understand, we are developing character. Leo happens to be the illumination of that character. That is where you represent the rising sun. Don't forget that the sun also goes down. The sun also sets. If you want to accept one, you have to accept the other. Let's be mature. Let's be mature. Speaking of, let me get on track. So, I said 3 parts. Let me mention the third part. The third part is closure. Solution mode. Guaranteed every time. Guaranteed. I put the official signature of the infamous astrologers. Note that. Third week, you are in solution mode. Every time, guaranteed. So, how do we panic when we know that? The crisis manifests the first week. Advancement in the second week, or alignment. In the third week, solution, application. Application and demonstration. And by the time the shadow leaves that Mercury direct, you are now passing the timeline from whence you began, realizing that slowing down is really speeding up. Were it not for these retrogrades, we go ahead and fall dead on our face because we overlooked that nail. We overlooked that small detail. We didn't have access to the past timeline portal. There's so much grace in the retrograde. Take it with honor, take it with pride, whatever your portion of burden is, because it is measured out for you. It is tailor-made. We get nothing more than what we can handle. Every one of us. If it manifests to you, it's because you can handle it. You comprehend it. It's within your capacity. So we brave it and we show up for it. Let the crisis build. Home in on where the red marks are at, the red check marks on your paperwork concerning Mercury. Because it's going to be shown to you what this retrograde is about. It's going to manifest and show you and once you see that, get into action mode and align. Align with it. By the third week, you see hope. You see the future. You see that you are better off than what you began. You also see that fear is a liar. The devil is a liar, as Grandma says. You also see that the mind expands fear. It exaggerates fear. One thing for certain, whatever crisis you face, the first week of Mercury retrograde, by the third week, you have resolved that issue. Many times there's a hold of movement until that Mercury retrograde matter is resolved. This could be a hold in finances, a hold in access. You don't get the phone call. You don't get the check. You're not able to connect the dots. You're not able to take the first steps on what you see ahead or want to see ahead. There's a hold. There's always a hold during a Mercury retrograde, and you will identify it. And when we realize what that hold is, again, let's participate. Don't cry, don't complain. Be thankful. Be thankful. I'm going to hold this for you until you rectify that situation so that that situation cannot spoil the opportunity that we have planned for you in what we're holding. Do we understand? Let's become one with all of these forces. Let's become one. Leo is where you're supposed to shine. Leo is where you have a testimony of strength and overcoming. Leo is where you will always be able to afford generosity. Leo is where others look to you for encouragement, inspiration, confidence. And who are you to deny anyone the blessing of the warmth of the sun, the illumination of the sun? Who are you to deny any person the illumination and warmth of the sun? The sun shines on the good and it shines on the bad. It shines on the hero and it shines on the villain. So who are you to deny anyone that influence? Without Virgo, you will never shine. Without Virgo, you will be a lump of dirty gold. Dirty gold without Virgo. With Mars and Virgo, we are in touch, we are in tune with a hypersensitivity about the valor that we should have, about the preparedness and efficiency that we should have, the competence that we should have, the work ethic that we should have. And the vitality that we should have through the diet. Let's not overlook that. What are we consuming that's affecting our status, our vitality, our performance? What are we consuming? We know that Virgo rules over the digestive tract, the intestines. It rules over that process. So likewise, our day is exactly as that. It's an intestinal tract. What you consume in the day, what you process in a day, it's meant to vitalize the cells. Is this something we shouldn't be consuming? Simple, right? I know, not so simple. But maybe we can make a simple concept so that we can, focus on it, investigate it, understand. Concerning Leo, I can't emphasize it enough. You have to carry influence there. And there's no greater influence than sincerity. Your testimony. Being a sign, a symbol of relentlessness, perseverance, overcoming, the break of dawn. That's what a rooster does. It announces the victory of the day over the night. That is where you announce the victory of the day over the night at that Leo placement. Is where the evidence shows and proves that you've been through some things. And it's the reason why you shine. Only strength could have produced such a luster and refinement. This is where we have the chance to understand that logic and stand consistent with it. Take pride in your work. Leo. Take pride in it. Would you want to stand next to that and take a picture? Would you want to put your name on that end product? Would you want to be called by that name? Think of yourself as a brand. You're a brand. Do you stand by your name? Do you stand by your brand? Do you stand by it? Can you really take pride in your brand, in your name? This retrograde will show us what could be preventing us from coming up with that attitude. Past life themes, past life people can certainly return during a Mercury retrograde. And they always, or it always, these past themes, it shows you where you've grown or where you still yet have to grow. So without taking anything personal, try to get a view of yourself through the situation. Try to get a read of yourself through other people. A new mindset has to come forth from Mercury retrograde. It's cognitive. It's cognitive. But of course, let me remind you, the 3 steps that we are working through of deliverance, the wilderness, and freedom. At the wilderness, Scorpio, that is where we experience cognitive dissonance. As we realize a crisis and a contradiction between who we realize we are as the natural person and who we have been cosplaying as the incorporated person, the straw man, the fictitious character, and where there are contradictions to be addressed. Identity arrives at status, and status arrives at jurisdiction. That is where the confidence comes from. That's where the authority moves through your blood. And when we have confidence and authority, we don't have to use so much power. authority moves power. To reach authority, character, and proper status. Spiritually, we've got to get in touch with the proper status. Who are you supposed to be? According to your natal birth chart, it clarifies it. It is a cosmic contract that you have. Are you going to fulfill it? And in Earth, I'm here to remind you all, our status is the next call to action. And the call to action that I invite all of you to, for yourself and for your loved ones, for your household, we have to become competent concerning civics, concerning law, concerning the Constitution, concerning who we are, standing in equity concerning these things. It is a crisis manifesting through Saturn's transit through Aries, where the identity is going to be restricted. Karma is coming upon the identity, and it is timely because Pluto Capricorn has exposed the illusion, the matrix, that you and I have been a fictitious character all along. An all caps bond, a social security card, a birth certificate bond, sold to the Vatican, continuing the funding of the Spanish Inquisition and the Pope Bulls, unum sanctum, under the guise of Constantine's corporate expression of Christianity, which has nothing to do with the Christ impulse. A hiding place in Catholicism that pushed the doctrine of discovery from the Spanish Inquisition all over the seven seas, stealing and robbing and taking claim through the unum sanctum of every soul, of every body on earth. And through the manifest discovery, it narrowed down from a Roman expression to a United States expression, which is not to be misunderstood as the same as American expression, because those are two separate status. We are still in the illusions of the Spanish Inquisition and Constantine's Rome, and we have yet to realize the natural person who has inalienable rights and a status that God has given us, not the Pope Bull, not Queen Elizabeth and Fernando, not the Castiles or Castilla. Gemini Uranus is going to dispel these illusions, manifesting deliverance. So therefore, cognitive dissonance Mercury, anywhere that through the Juno retrograde, where we have run into that cognitive dissonance, some things will be cleared up, because it's part of the scale of justice that if you are to correct something, the opportunity must be there for you to correct it. Juno direct is coming out of the wilderness with that competence and clarity. Understand, but only if you choose to stand at such status. The same way we have to see through the civil, civic, or natural illusions and expressions of law or policy posing as law. As above, so below. It is the exact same crisis in spirit. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, not in the flesh and not in the spirit. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, not in the flesh, not in the spirit. To be forewarned,